Lack of cuts and edits is mostly due to laziness and lack of desire. Hey everybody, Sleepy Reader here. Today is the big day. Apparently I got more comics today than Oddfellow Thoughts did. I think for most people this is a really slow week for some reason, that not many comics have been coming out. I guess it's the fifth week, maybe the end of this November. So just like things like annuals and that sort of thing have come out. But for whatever reason, a lot of my comics came in, and I think I got even more than I expected because some comics that didn't come in a few weeks ago came in today. But first, let me show you the non-pull comics that I grabbed. I grabbed 2 back issues. They're kind of reader copies from the Silver and Bronze Age, just two comics, but and they're in kind of bad condition, but they're books I'm happy to have as readers' copies, and with my discount, I felt they were okay deals. So I got this Thor. Love that cover. It's just kind of a kooky cover. Is that Loki there? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Thor 144. A cover I've always liked, and I never own the individual issue, I don't think. So I purposefully or sloppily gave away most of my comics over the years, sold a bunch when I was a teenager, but I purposefully saved all my Thors, and I had a huge Thor run and a huge Dracula run. And I still cry about it to this day that those just completely disappeared after careful collecting. Anyway, this second comic has nothing to do with that. It's a Herb Trimp, John Severin Hulk, and it was only a few dollars. I think it might be a subscription copy. It's got kind of a crease in the middle. But anyway, I was very happy to get it at a reader copy price. So that was cool. So now, and today was the day I think that previews came out, so that made my bag of comics very thick. Whoa, nasty looking Joker there. That's kind of cool, but a little hard to make out. Did he slip me the Marvel? I don't specifically ask for the Marvel previews. I think I didn't get them. No, I didn't. But I also, which I specifically asked for previews and for the Image Comics previews, I don't think he understands that the Marvel one then comes for free. Anyway, not a big deal. I kind of like looking at the Marvel covers, but I don't end up ordering any. Well, that's not true. I ordered one Marvel comic, Nuff Said, a while back. So anyway, I've been enjoying the Witches that's at the back here. It's been quite good, although I think it's only been like 4 pages an issue. The coloring's a bit annoying, but other than that, it's pretty good. Let's see, what else have we got here? So then that's the stack of the regular comics that came out this week, or mostly came out this week. Welcome to Mystic U. That's a nice cover. This was at a high price. In fact, my comic book guy even pointed that out. It was $5.99. I expected it to be one of those perfect bound comics. I think it was even listed that way in previews. So they must have changed their mind and cheaped out. So that's a bit of a disappointment. This one is a perfect bound one. It's Kurt Busiek doing kind of an Elseworlds Batman Creatures of the Night. And I couldn't resist the team of Kurt Busiek and Jean-Paul Leon. And I definitely do like these kind of prestige editions, although actually they're kind of a problem in terms of gutter loss, but they still appeal to me. So I forget what, I think it's about the childhood of Bruce Wayne, but I'm pretty sure it's an Elseworlds type of thing. But I can't remember what that was about. Spy Seal, 4th issue, possibly the end of this run, I don't know. I think it's the end of the story, the Corton Steel Phoenix. Great cover. This feels so thin. Yeah. Even though, you know, he's having not publicly said his sales weren't that good to the comic book stores, if you continue cheaping out on the comic book store reader, you're just not going to have them, and all you'll have is the trade readers. But everybody wants us comic book store readers, comic book store customers, to keep buying the floppies to help support them on their way to the trade, but they got to treat us well. And I'm thinking about that more and more with my purchases. Fujitsu. I enjoyed the first 2 issues. Didn't blow me away. I like the art a lot, though. So we'll see how long I stay on this. Dark Arc. Fujitsu was from Aftershock, and so is Dark Arc. So Aftershock's kind of on my, well, maybe I should view more stuff coming out from them as wait for trade, because it's only, there are always only 20 pages of comic book story for your $4.99, or $3.99, sorry, for your $4. But I am getting a kick out of reading Dark Arc monthly, so that's cool. This looks like it'll be this is a really, it feels nice in the hand. Sword of Ages from IDW, from Gabriel Rodriguez, who I absolutely loved on the sequel to Little Nemo in Slumberland. And this looks like it's going to be really great. We'll see what he's like as a writer. A lot of people doing fantasy stories, so it's getting to be a crowded market. Fighting American. Love this cover. Really like the first issue a lot. So I think this came out a couple weeks ago, and it just finally arrived at my store today. Hercules, Wrath of Heaven. I still haven't read the other issues of this series. I ought to hurry up and read it just in case I don't want to get it. I think it's a 12-issue series. So I could still drop it and save some money, or buy the second half in trade. Some very cool artwork, though. Okay, there was a nice big spread. A lot of small panels, because I think this is reprinted from a larger album in Europe. I'm looking forward to this. Some more Tom King doing Batman. I assume some short stories. And with the artist Lee Weeks, and also with Michael Lark. So both of those are very exciting. I guess this is what Michael Lark's been doing while on vacation from Lazarus. So I'm pretty psyched for this. I don't totally love Tom King's Batman, and yet I'm always interested to see what he's going to do next. Eternity, one of Valiant's versions of their kind of prestige format. Let's see, which always has the director's commentary at the back, which I really enjoy. First issue of Eternity had mind-blowingly good art. I don't know if this is going to be up to that level. I think they're also doing a little play on Kirby's New Gods here. I feel like I read that a couple months ago. So we'll see. We'll see if that's something that's going on. This comic I'm not too excited about. It's an Aquaman, but it's not written or drawn by the people currently doing Aquaman. It's Aquaman Annual. So yeah, I don't have very high expectations of that. I'm not really an Aquaman fan. I'm just a fan of the current Aquaman run. Well, the art looks okay, but not at all like the Sejek art in the regular Aquaman. Always psyched on a week where Kill or Be Killed is out. Just to look at the cover, you wouldn't know it's a new issue, but I'm pretty sure it is a new issue. And always excited for more Kaiju Max with the wraparound cover. Talk about, you always get a good value out of Kaiju Max. Along with the great story, there's always a really interesting back matter and letters pages and stuff to read. And Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. I jumped back on this just to have a total popcorn book. And it's been fun, but now I'm sort of falling behind. I put other books to the front of the stack over this, so I think I'm now 3 issues behind on Hal Jordan. So that's an interesting cover, though. And finally, last but not least, a very thick comic, Sacred Creatures. This is definitely one of my favorite of the current spate of fantasy comics. It reminds me a bit of the old Lucifer, and a bit of Sandman. And it is, what does it cost? It's very, very thick. It's $1 more than your regular comic, but at $4.99, but it feels about twice as thick. So I'm super psyched for that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 comics this week, although I think one of them is from another week. So 14 comics this week. Still nothing near what Oddfellow Thoughts' normal haul would be, but apparently beating him out this week. So I will, I'm not making myself do daily videos anymore, but I'm still trying to do them pretty frequently. Something about, I really enjoyed the goal of trying to make a video every day, even though often my days were very packed and it was hard to squeeze one in. So anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.